What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action, sporting in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is HellsRavage. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Suppe. The map is Savannah, and this is going to be an exciting game. That is for sure. Savannah, no hunt spawn in the starting base. We've got the Ulfsark desperately trying to figure out where the hunt is. Going to actually be missing this one here. There's actually quite a bit of food here as the Ulfsark will be now spotting it. And I imagine hunting dogs are going to come through, and Suppe is going to be heading over there at some point here in the near future to be grabbing his food. But he's actually going to have a bit of a rough start here. Playing as Loki on this map. I imagine he's going to have a very, very delayed advance time here. We'll see how it's going to go. Jumping over to HellsRavage's perspective over here. I do believe this is a slight mistake already from Hells. This is something that the old school Greek players did quite a bit on the no hunt spawn maps. They would wait till they get full food and they would drop the granary down so they don't walk back to the town center and back to the chickens. But one thing to realize is that every single map has got hunt on it, and then you're going to be moving the villagers up here no matter what. So I actually think it's better if you do miss the hunt to allow the villagers that walking time back to the town center, back onto the chickens, and not build this granary. By the time you've gotten the second 15 food, you will 100% have found some hunt to move to in that time, and it's actually going to save you 50 wood and give you a much better chance of getting a solid 4:30 advance time than otherwise. But this is something that players used to do way back in the day, and Hell's an old school player, so he's going to be doing old school tactics as the Tusk boss still trying to find that next big hunt patch. There will be one other big hunt patch here. We see it's actually a very low hunt spawn. Very low hunt spawn Savannah here with the zebra in the corner, chicken in the main base. Got a whole bunch of baboons over here. This is 900 food, so it's actually still fairly decent, but it's a low amount of hunt on this map here. Has Suppe found his zebra at this point? It looks like he hasn't found his zebra here. He might be moving on to the berries after this zebra here, which is going to be very bad. As he's found some deer over on this side, but he still hasn't found his zebra pack here. As we take a look at Hells' perspective, Hells has found his zebra in the corner. 5 zebra here, equaling 1,000 food. Definitely a decent place to go. But Hells going to be super happy that this is low hunt Savannah. But generally speaking, when you have a low hunt Savannah, it generally means high goats or somewhat high goats. We've only found 7 goats here for Suppe. We take a look over on Hells' perspective. Hells has found 7 as well. So it's only a 7 goat Savannah here. Very low at this point as we do see this goat being found. Let's see how much of a nice guy Hells is. Is he going to take this goat back to his home base? Is he going to leave it here? Or is he going to give it over to Suppe? Surely. Nice guy Hells. Okay, just leaves it there and Suppe grabs it back. No worries. As Forsetti going to be coming through here for Suppe. Villagers going to move over onto the wood in the middle of the map here. And Suppe has to figure out how to play this, because right now Suppe is going to be thinking, jeepers, it's like a 200, 400, 450, so 650 food map here with these baboon here. So a very low hunt map. In total, 1550 food. Doesn't realize that there is a pack of zebra. So he's going to have to figure out what style of Loki he has to play here to figure out how to win this game. And he's actually got 6 villagers on wood right now. So this, to me, indicates we're probably going to be seeing some form of a second town center grab here in this situation, which I actually don't think is a bad idea for Loki in this matchup, funnily enough, on the low food situations, and just playing it a lot less like Loki and a little bit more like, say, Thor or Odin in this matchup, going for something a little bit different. So we see the wooden walls coming up here. Let's just ignore that that's happening there. It's very... Anyways, onwards and upwards. We do see the Athena coming through here for HellsRavage, as Forsetti does hit a very late advance time by Hells, but he's going to be eating every single little bit of food that he basically can, leaving the zebra over here for later, maybe not going to grab them at all, but just going to be sitting in his main base here, going to theater. We'll see what sort of play he's going to go for moving forward in this game, as Soup's now going to be moving up onto this location, going to be grabbing this town center. It looks like he might spot the zebra here a little bit later and see what he can do where that's concerned, but just a little bit more gold needed in the bank here, as he takes a lot of villagers off of wood now, coming over onto the chickens. Needs to throw up a house here. Looks like he's doing so, as the town center is going to come through very, very shortly here. Hell's on the other side of the map here, going to be throwing down a military academy. Not actually going for that second town center here. It's a very interesting play, as we do see Hell's pretty riskily going for these zebra over here. Soup at this point, he's spied one of the villagers that are in the main base, so he will be seeing the archery range. He will be seeing the military academy, so he knows exactly what's coming for him. As the zebra do get spotted over here, will we see an immediate movement from these villagers over onto these zebra? He probably should be going for that at this point here, but not just yet. Making villagers now onto wood, as this is something that's actually quite smart by Soup. When you're playing on low food map, going mass dwarves is actually kind of a mistake, unless you go straight to the heroic edge. If you just kind of go for a 2 town center fast heroic here, maybe it works, like less units, maybe like a 3 Hearser, 4 Hearser fast heroic off of 2 town centers. Then you can go mass dwarves. You can put your dwarves onto goat, for example, and get the food to get to the next age, and then throw everyone onto gold, and then buy some food and buy some wood in the heroic age to make farms and make units and stuff. As we see more villagers popping out, we do see a little cheeky raid coming in, but the villager, will it fall? Trading 1 troll for a villager. Big win there for Soup, as the units coming through onto this position. Hells here going to be seeing that second town center comes up, and what is the reaction here from Hells? Is he going to cut units, or is he going to go straight for an attack? He probably should be looking to hit this location straight away, but it looks like Soup actually not on there just yet. Going to be making more villagers onto wood here. He's got 9 goats actually, so still a decent amount of goats here, bringing these villagers, finishing up on the baboons over here. No longer building any Hearser at this point, going for a very, very big boom on this location. Walls coming up all over the map here to prevent raids and all the other good stuff, as Hells realizes what sort of a position he's in. We see a 3rd archery range actually coming down for Hells right now. As what does Hells see on the map that he can actually attack at this point? Because what Soup could actually do here, as we do see a longhouse coming down, what Soup can actually do here is he can wall up these sentry towers a little bit better, and he can get himself watchtowers, and there really isn't a whole lot that this army is going to be able to do here as I put pressure onto Soup. He can actually sit very happily on these 2 town centers, give map control over to Hells, and just say, there's nothing on the map that I care about at the moment, so you take it. I'm going to play for a little bit more of an economic game here, but we'll see if that's what Soup's going to do, is he's actually going to be spamming units out here in order to try and deal with the HellsRavage units. But Hell's moving across the map looking for something to do here. Potentially could find these villagers over on this location. We'll see. Is he going to be checking that out here? Hells does know that there are potentially villagers over here, and this is a big find here for Hells with these units. It's going to be giving a little bit of a more equal game for a little bit if he picks off all of these villagers. But we'll see see how many he's actually going to kill, as literally Soup is. That's so sneaky. He didn't even finish the baboon. He didn't even... Spidey senses tingling there for Soup, as Hells... Wait. Oh. Both players on another level. Both players on an absolute another level here, as Soup's villagers get spotted, as the villagers here gonna have to retreat off of this location. We do see some units getting targeted down over here. Soup not paying attention. He's actually going to lose quite a bit of economy here, as the gazelle are getting pushed off here. We do see the villagers deciding to take a little bit of an attack here onto the Toxotes. He can just retreat here. The villagers move kind of fast enough to get away from those hoplites without losing their lives, but instead he's going to be losing every single one of those villagers there. He could have just sacked one villager and retreated the other ones as well, but Soup says, don't need those villagers anymore. Just going to be sitting in his base yet again. We do see more units coming through. The longhouse getting targeted down over here. Villagers coming over onto this location here. The zebra here getting grabbed as Hell's not paying attention to that location just yet. We do see the Kotoska boss has scouted it though, as Soup might need to figure out what he wants to do there. As the raiding cavalry going to swing in there, going to start getting a little bit of damage done onto those Toxotes there as he pulls back just as the hoplites come in for the defense. Some more longhouses going to be coming through now for Soup, as Soup going to be moving over onto this gold mine over here. Do we see any units over on this location? Not just yet, but Hells does spot the dwarves coming over here, and he's going to be putting a stop to that gold mining location over there. We do see that there is a gold mine on this location as well, but Soup's trying to be sneaky here, but gets caught out ever so slightly here. The dwarves going to get sniped down. One dwarf here, maybe going to get microed away as the other dwarves coming through here to snipe down some more Toxotes. One dwarf going down. We do see the army swinging over onto this location. Soup will need to pull back here, but it looks like the army is coming in, and this is going to be a huge pick-off here for HellsRavage moving forward. I think that Soup probably could have left his units, his dwarves, inside of his base, used the rest of that gold to spam up to full population here, 130 population, and then just go back onto the gold after when he has full population. But right now he's losing so much economy, and Hells' one town center, Hades, is getting way too much value out of his army, if we are completely honest here. As the unit's going to be retreating back here to the home base. But we'll see, will Soup come through here and get some damage done? He will be getting a couple of villager kills. Killing villagers off the one town center player is more value than the two town center player here. So Hell's going to be retreating back as fast as he can. He's actually speed walking these villagers, it seems, to this top location, as the dwarves going to be pulling back into the main base. Right now, Soup can actually jump onto this gold mine as the army is kind of out of position to stop that one there. As the army now coming through, going to be surrounding these units here. We do have a restoration remaining here for Hells, but he might not want to be using it just yet. We do see the spy on these villagers over here going to be a big deal, as the villagers over here going to get sniped down. Soup is losing so many villagers to these raids of the Hades HellsRavage here. Not a single wall thrown up just yet by Soup. I mean, yes, he's been on the defensive. He's been on two town centers. It's harder to throw walls up when you're on the two town center play. But if you pay attention to the fundamental series, we will know that whenever we go out onto this hunt, we should be considering how we can defend our weaknesses. The weaknesses are going to be the gold mine. It's going to be the food over here. So getting some walls up, maybe getting a tower up, getting some more buildings up. Do you see the units coming back over here? Soup getting hit yet again on the economy as his army is focusing full send on taking down these military units here, as the villagers getting cleaned up. Hells is multitasking here, is paying off in strides as the unit's going to be pulling back. If we move over onto Hells' perspective and see exactly what he's scouting out on the map, you can see he's got a handful of units over here. He's got a Pegasus out as well. Hells, a man after my own heart. The Pegasus, a super important unit to have here. Checking out a whole bunch of the different locations on the map. Probably doesn't need to leave the Hades shade over there just yet, as the Toxotes on this location going to be getting taken down. If we take a look, 115 population for Hells. Soup sitting at 102 of 120 population, as the village is going to come back over onto that gold mine over there. As the throwing axeman going to come through and start dealing with this one here, as it looks like Soup right now looking like it's kind of going into more of a pure gatherer economy. This is something we've talked about a little bit. It's actually not that bad to go full gatherers over full dwarves, as the restoration going to be coming in here for Hells to try and win this fight. The army going to be pulling back. We do see some trolls coming through for Soup as he's pulling back away from this location. The gold mine here going to get pushed off yet again. Potentially Soup might want to just fight a little bit here with his gatherers as they do come in. The throwing axe are going to be doing a whole lot of damage on this location as the villagers do get pulled off the gold mine. Going to start shanking ever so slightly onto that HellsRavage army. Hell's sitting at 115 population. He needs to send all of his units over here if he wants to take this fight. We do see the Toxotes here going to be turning around, getting some good damage done onto those gatherers, hitting that economy of Soup quite a bit. But we still have to remember that Soup does have the two town centers, so even after all of these villages have been killed, Soup might actually be in front on the economy, or at least on the villager count here. So Hells really needs to get this damage done. In fact, if we take a quick look at the post game right now, look at the civilian unit count, it's very close at the moment. It's very close. So even after all is said and done here, Soup's still completely fine here, and he will be able to catch back up to the lead on the villager count here. As you can see, look at Soup's economy here. He needs to throw some farms down. Villagers going to be moving over onto this gold mine over here. These villagers can jump back over onto the zebra here if they so choose, as these villagers villagers are going to be happily on this gold mine over here, but Hells here has got a handful of Hades shades on this location with that Pegasus flapping overhead here. As Hells here, he's going to figure out where he wants to go. These villagers over here. This could just be a fake here. Just fake this, return back home. I mean, with the Pegasus here, obviously, it's not going to be that much of a fake, but he needs to have some sort of line of sight of the enemy units here. As Hell's going to be pushing in onto this location. We do see the thrown axeman going to be cutting that off ever so slightly. Hell's going to be sending maybe a handful of units over there. A Chiron or something could come in and get some good damage done onto that gold mine there as Hells is going basically full thrown axeman at this point against nearly full Toxotes here for HellsRavage. So we'll see how Hells is going to micro this. There's also all those trolls there are going to be very difficult to deal with as well. We'll see how things are going to go as Soup's still pumping out those villagers from both town centers. Needs to get some more farms down to support the villager production here. 4 villagers on food, not going to be enough, but he has enough for the time being here. As now Soup going to pull over onto this location. We do see him able to grab some of the zebra that are remaining here. 2 zebra remaining here for 3 zebra actually remaining here for Soup, which is actually going to be a really, really big help to allow him to get that extra food to produce those villages and get maybe some farms sorted out to get to the next age. But what Hells should be able to do here very, very shortly, I mean, he does need to throw farms down, but what he should be able to do is get heroic age very soon. He's got his armory up. He needs to get some more farms down, and an Aphrodite or an underworld here would be huge. Like an underworld from this location onto this location to hit both those gold mines would be absolutely huge to get some sort of a gold stuff, or even like just simply curse onto this army wouldn't go astray either, as the Chiron going to be trying to target down those trolls immediately, as we do see the Toxotes folks firing as best as they can. But nice micro here from Soup, going to be moving his raiding cavalry around onto the back of those Toxotes there. The trolls still getting massive amounts of damage done as the Chiron here going to get targeted down, going to be retreating back. Got to be a little bit careful about how this works here from the Norse perspective, as we do see the Toxotes pulling back, as Chiron going to get a little bit of damage done onto those trolls, as the raiding cavalry going to chase that Chiron back here. The Chiron going to be retreating away, as we see the HellsRavage army pulling back ever so slightly. Soup on the other side of the map here, going to be finishing up on that zebra. Can jump onto those trees here as well. He does need to get an ox cart for these villagers over here, or at least get them on farms or something here. But Soup might find himself getting stuck a little bit in the classical age here. One thing that he can do, and he is actually doing, is takes some of those villages off of gold, but all those villages off of gold onto wood in order to get himself the wood income to make farms here. Is actually a really, really good way to play when you've got all of those gold gatherers. Not gold dwarves gathering gold, but gatherers gathering gold means you can swap off of gold very simply. Nice micro here from Soup to keep that troll alive there. He's still getting max value out of those trolls. One other thing you could get out of the temple here would be the hammer troll upgrade to really boost those trolls into the stratosphere here. But I imagine Hells has to be going heroic age. He's still not going heroic age. He's got in the second town center, however, so he will have a lot more surface area there to put farms down and get a lot of extra economy going, as Hell's going to be pulling back ever so slightly. We do see the random stray hoplite trying to get onto that back gold mine, getting a little bit of damage done. More villagers getting picked off here. That's absolutely huge here for Soup, as Soup's going to be deciding to retreat back ever so slightly there. 1 troll going down. Villagers sitting idle over here for the time being. 5 villagers remaining there, as Hell's motoring, as Soup motoring ahead now with the farms. Look at all that wood income. 39 villagers on wood. Farms getting placed ever so quickly around all of these town centers. He needs to get them down literally immediately here. Does he have plow up at the moment as well? He does have plow. He's got shaft mine as well, as the unit's going to be making their way over onto this location. Soup has to be a little bit careful. He just pull all these villagers back into the main base. Jump onto this gold mine now. Not a bad play. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank here. He's not paying attention to this army movement. He does see the army coming in. There's going to be a huge blow to Soup's economy here, as the ox cart gets sniped down. The villagers retreating away. 2 villagers down already. Tons of villagers going to be following those speedy Toxotes at 4.2 speed here, going to be picking off these villagers. It's a huge amount of damage now, because Hells is on 2 town centers at this point, and he's gonna be really, really happy with the damage that he's doing in this game here. As the villagers over here getting picked off, Soup probably actually focusing on trying to throw. No, he's not. He's got 1,000 wood in the bank at this moment. There's too much going on in this game to macro this perfectly here. One would have to guess, as the army here getting cleaned up very fast here. The army getting very, very caught out at this point. The trolls doing tons of damage. They're unfortunately targeting down the Pegasus there, as he does take a couple of hits from the units. There's more army going to be coming in onto this position over here. The Ajax getting some serious damage done onto the troll. Have to micro that a little bit, but not actually happening there. The Chiron gets taken down. The Ajax going to be pulling back. The Toxotes getting some good damage done in the corner here. But now, do we see that this gold mine's now starting to get grabbed here as the villagers going to come back onto these farms over here? And Hells is now dropping down population, but he does get all of those Hades shades out of that temple after all is said and done. So that's going to help him out a ton here moving forward. But now you have to look at the question here. The real question that's coming in is, what is the villager count coming in at this point? We've got ourselves an equal villager count game here. Hells and Soup are equal at this point. 125 or 130 population for Soup. Hells is at 113 or 130 population, so slightly behind on the military, but economically exactly the same. And you do have to remember that some of that score that is in the bank here for Soup at the moment is in favor and is in kill loss, which really doesn't matter that much when you're playing Hades in this matchup, because you get Hades shades when you lose units, and those are effectively worth like a little bit, like a slightly worse off kill loss ratio here, as Hell's going to turn around, take this fight, trying to take down those trolls here as the town center is attempting to come up here for Soup, as it looks like he is not going to quite be able to get this up, as the unit's going to come through here. Those trolls going to be able to do tons of damage because there's no heroes in on this location. We might see Soup going to be focusing this down here, as he's still going to continue to take this, try and get this town center up, as the unit's going to come in onto those Toxotes over here. It looks like there's plenty of defense here for Soup. Soup also doesn't have his armory just yet, but just about to have the economy to get up to the next age here. The other thing that Soup could do now is go back into Herser, which could be a really good idea. Remember, he is Loki. He has gone through Forset. He does have the resources here to get himself the Hall of Thanes upgrade, which he probably hasn't gotten yet. So he could just go back straight into Herser and start playing a Hall of Thanes orientated game here, which could be absolutely huge dealing with this army, as we do see Hells pushing through here with everything that he's got. Soup sitting at 111 of 130 population. Hells, on the other hand, 115 of 130 population, sticking in this game very, very nicely here, as the Chiron trying to throw these attacks in. Do we see any sort of... yes, we do. We're starting to see the Herser coming through here, but does he have Hall of Thanes is the big question here, as Soup might just need to retreat back, regroup a little bit. He's going to have... what he can do, actually, is sack this army, go mass Herser, flaming weapons with Hall of Thanes, mass Herser in the heroic age here. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but we do see the Herser popping out. No Hall of Thanes on those ones. It's a very, very weird position right now that Soup is in, but he is in a fantastic position. Where's the armory up? Still no armory. He doesn't want to spend the resources on going to the heroic age here. This is such a bizarre game here, as the armory now coming down for Soup. As the units over here getting cleaned up, we do see the town center getting grabbed here for HellsRavage, as HellsRavage is committing to the heroic age. It's probably not something I would recommend most of the time here for Greek against Norse. You know, most of the time you really want to get to the heroic age so you can get out Hypaspist. But in this position now, Soup not going in with his Herser at this point. Maybe, just maybe, he doesn't need to go to the heroic age. But we'll see what Soup's going to react to. Is he getting himself Hall of Thanes here? Yes, he is getting Hall of Thanes. So we'll see if he's going to commit into those into that mass Herser here at this point, but now he doesn't have the gold to get to the next age here. He probably wants to put a whole bunch more villagers onto the gold mine over here. He's got 20 villagers on gold, still trying to pump out units. How many longhouses? He's got 6 longhouses at the moment, but he's fighting down population. There's more houses coming down over there to getting up to the full population. Does he get any armory upgrades? No armory upgrades for either player just yet. There's the Hall of Thanes coming through for Soup, as he's going to pull back ever so slightly, and Hells is not going to take his foot off the pedal just yet. He's coming straight over onto this gold mine, and this is not something that Soup can really lose at this point. He needs all the gold he can get at this point as the raiding cavalry are going to swing around onto those Toxotes, and it does look like Hells has to retreat back, but now Hells is 146 of 145 population, and that's going to be tough here for Suppe to deal with. Suppe getting close to his full population here, but his mass units, his mass villages, he's got nearly 80, or if not 80 villages, he's got 80 villages, so he just does not have the army size to deal with what Hells has got at this point. But we'll see how it's all going to go as the villagers moving down on this location. They could come and sneak this gold mine if he so chooses, as the army going to come through onto this location. We see Suppe going to be retreating back here at the moment as we see more stray units, straggler units getting taken out over there. As Hells now has his army, has plenty of economy here, just about to be able to advance to the heroic age. I imagine Aphrodite has to be the god of choice here in this situation, given how much control of the map that Hells has got. Hells can also grab this town center as well. We do see Aphrodite coming in. The next thing that can come in here for Hells is going to be Artemis. It's going to be really, really tough for Suppe to defend against. So much food in the bank here for Suppe at this point, but he just doesn't have the gold. He probably should take some villages off of farms here, in all honesty. He's got so many farms here, he's just not really producing the food units. Like, I mean, if he just went mass Herser here instead of anything else, maybe, just maybe, it'd be fine. But heroic age now going to come through. We will have Bragi coming in for Suppe, but I just want to see mass Herser. I just want to see, like, I haven't wanted to see mass Herser more by a Loki player than right now, as you see more longhouses coming in. Needs to get an eye onto this town center for Suppe. But Hells here, he's got his villagers ready to grab this town center. Doesn't quite have the resources to grab it at this point, as he did lose all of his units. We do see a Einhjar spawn coming in now for Suppe here. Do we see any armory upgrades? Not just yet. A couple of units coming over to check out the gold mine at the top side of the map here, as a longhouse going to be coming through as the gold does finish up. But they're just going to move over onto this gold mine now. Aphrodite has come through here. Now imagine if this was mass Herser, as we do see a relic getting grabbed. That's the Arrows of Alpha, going to be a big relic. But look at this for Hells. He's got no upgrades here. He's got no resources here. I thought he would have been able to jump straight to the next age, but he's just not able to, as the Toxotes coming through here. Archery range getting cleaned up. We do see the units pushing into the main base over here, as the Hades Shades going to be getting cleaned up. Suppe, on the other hand, he will be able to jump to the Mythic Age straight away. Will we see a Flaming Weapons, or do we see the upgrades? Or we see the Call of Valhalla and the Swine Array upgrades coming through here for Suppe. Suppe might be thinking Fimbulwinter here and going for the ridiculously strong Olfsarks in the late game. He's going to have Forseti, he's going to have Bragi, he's going to have Tyr. Could be a way to go forward, but he needs to secure this town center, and he's just not able to do it. I would totally be burning my Flaming Weapons to try and grab that location here, as the Nemean line coming over here onto this position. We still see more Herser coming in here to help out. The Herser are going to come over there to deal with that Nemean line over here, as the village is going to be retreating away. Battle balls coming in, mass battle balls in, but the Achilles going to be doing a ton of damage on this fight over here. As Hells here, he's still motoring ahead, trying to grab this town center. He's got the fortress up, which is going to be a really, really big help on this location. Flaming Weapons coming down here might not even be enough to win this fight, as the town center is coming down, coming up, I should say, ever so quickly here, as the units have to retreat back, and Suppe just has not been able to work out how to get himself into an equal footing on this map after all is said and done. We see walls coming down, marker coming down, maybe Mythic Age Fire Giants here might have to be the way. I mean, if he could have gotten a town center here, probably the Fimbulwinter Flaming Weapons could have been a way, but maybe coming in and trying to kill off this town center in the Mythic Age here with the Fimbulwinter Flaming Weapons might be the way to go after this fourth town center is up, because Hell's most likely going to be kind of stuck in the next in the Heroic Age, but he's getting himself Masons and he's playing this one very, very nicely. We see the Ox Cart getting taken down here yet again. Hell's playing very annoying at this point. The market is up. Trade route started here for Suppe. Maybe he could just sell that wood, go Mythic Age. I don't know. He's in a tough position. Tyr, he's going Mythic Age now, so Tyr is coming through. So this is going to be super strong Olfsarks to come in here for Suppe. So what Suppe could do as well is convert the villagers into Olfsarks and go for like a kind of a Villager Ragnarok Flaming Weapons push onto a town center. But I think that Suppe has got his eyes set on this town center, which has got a fortress. It's got military buildings surrounding it now. There's no siege weapons here for for Suppe either at this point, but we'll see what Suppe's going to do. He's a smart player. He's going to be rerouting his army to the top side of the map. He can break down this wall very, very quickly here and come onto this town center. We'll see how it's going to go here. Hell's now sitting. Look at the resources. He just needs a market. Does he have a market set up somewhere coming up anytime soon? Yes, he does. He can sell food. He can go Mythic Age. It's going to be absolutely brutal. He doesn't even need to break down the wall. He can just move in calmly, collectively through this location, and we see Hephaestus coming through for HellsRavage. The question is going to be, if Suppe can get this town center up or kill this town center, is he going to be able to win this late game against Hephaestus Hades without having access to Frost Giant? Frost Giant are vitally important in this matchup against Hephaestus, and he's not going to have access to. He will have access to Fenris Wolves. He will have access to an economic advantage moving forward here. But like Hell's economy fairly decent here, as the Fimbulwinter does get thrown down on this location. The Wolves going to come in, take down those villages as well, as the town center is going to get torn to shreds. I still think that Suppe at this point should just go stop training everything but Hersur, and then utilize the champion Hersur that he's going to have to get myth unit spawns and everything else. As the army pushing through here, the battle ball is getting taken down by the heroes on this side. We see the town center staying alive here. Is Hell's getting himself fortified town centers? Yes, he is. That's probably going to come in time as more units coming through onto this location. We will probably see the flaming weapons get dropped down, but there's just not that many units here for Suppe at this point, as flaming weapons does come in. Suppe's going to be kicking himself for not clicking flaming weapons first in order to take this town center down quicker, and he probably would have killed it off here, as fortified town centers does come through, and Hell's just barely does manage to keep that alive. As more units coming through onto this location, we see Hillfort trying to get shot up here, as the town center getting back up to full HP so quickly here, as the gate going to get cleaned up, going to get taken down, going to open up this town center. But Hephaestus comes through for Hell's. Hell's going to drop down his plenty vault over here, but he is sitting at 110 of 180 population, so the unit's going to keep piling in onto this location. What is Suppe doing? Spending resources. He is going to be getting himself some Fenris Wolf Brutes. I don't know if that's the right play here at this point, because he needs siege, so battle balls to take this town center down makes the most sense, as the units barely scratching the Hades town center. It's one of the strongest buildings in the game. He's got himself fortified towns. He's got himself masons. He's got himself the Hades upgrade. The villagers need to prevent those villagers from repairing there, but it's a lot of idle villagers here for Hells at this point. So 10 or 11 idle villagers in that town center, as the unit's going to continue taking this down, but the army's still coming down over onto this location, and this is another problem here for Suppe coming forward in this game. Is going to be, where is he going to get gold from? Is it this gold mine over here? No. Is it this gold mine over here? Not really. Can he come over onto this gold mine? Not really here either. As the village is now getting sniped down ever so slightly. Suppe sitting at 129, 140 population. The Fenris Wolf there is going to be a big help. Where are the Fenris Wolves actually going at this point here? He's got 3 Fenris Wolves on this location, 4 Fenris Wolves here, as they're going to be retreating back over here. The army coming in for HellsRavage to defend this location over here, as the gold mine getting mined on this position. We do see the Colossus coming through here, as well as the Ox Caravans getting taken down on this location, as the raiding cavalry going to be coming in onto this position, going to be taking down the Toxotes as well. Fortified town center holding strong on this location over here, as the medium Toxotes getting cleaned up over there as well. But Hell's slowly but surely going to be climbing back up to full population here, you'd have to assume, as he's now sitting at 133 of 135 population. The town center still sitting with 1800 HP. Still no siege here just yet, as the Fenris Wolf's going to come through here, clean up the Colossus, I guess, but the town center is most likely going to be falling down as well here. Ooh, actually, maybe not. Those Fenris Wolves counter a Colossus really, really nicely, actually. Funnily enough, maybe you don't need Fimbulwinter, or maybe you don't need Frost Giants for Colossus. You just need Fenris Wolves. As units coming through onto this position, Suppe's realizing that his actual problem right now isn't population. It's going to be gold coming forward in the near future, as these Fenris Wolves trying to help out on this position. But the Chiron on this position over here is going to be able to take out those Fenris Wolves very, very easily. And now that's just so much population. That's 15, 18, 21 population here for Suppe that is currently not fighting. What is he going to be able to do? Can he move in and just take the town center down? take out some villagers or something here. He's trying to kill off a whole bunch of these units here as he comes in on the back. Going to be able to prevent the retreat here. It's going to be a lot of deaths here for Hells. Hells sitting at 150 population here. Trying to get up, but these Fenris Wolves do so much damage over here. The Chiron, though, going to be able to hurt these Fenris Wolves quite quickly here as they're going to get cleaned up pretty fast. We'll see how they're going to go in this fight as Soup's still... Look, what's he sitting on now? 123 of 140 population as the unit's trying to push through here. And he does pull back at this point. He's still got 5 Fenris Wolves. He's still producing more. He's got another one over here. Going to be able to pull off that gold mine for the time being. But where else can he actually... The 31-minute, 46-second healing spring going to come in to try and heal that Fenris Wolf back up. But it takes a long time for that to actually happen here. This town center is still low HP. We do see that we still haven't got architects in for Hells, but it's sitting on low HP here technically. So those Fenris Wolves going for a kind of a raid on that. If he had maybe one more or something, possibly take that down, which would be huge for Soup, as Hells is still struggling to get into a position that he's going to be really strong. But look at this. He's got the upgrade here for his armor. He's getting his armor upgrades ever so slowly, but he's going to be pushing further and further ahead in terms of army presence on the map. It's while he's got population, it doesn't really matter that much if his opponent's got armor upgrades, which I imagine Soup does have. But once Hells get his armor upgrades through, this army is never going to lose to the Loki army coming forward here, unless the Loki army can get the population in there, as we do see now 8 Fenris Wolves here. He needs to get active with these Fenris Wolves. Potentially attacking villages here wouldn't have gone astray, as the army is now going to be moving forward. If we take a look at Soup's economy here, he has trimmed down the economy quite a lot, so he has a huge army here at this point. Going to be breaking down this wall, going straight after the town center. We see the villagers attempting to repair this town center back up. Hell's going to be kicking himself for not repairing that one here, as the Fenris Wolves is going to be tearing this down incredibly fast here, as the village is going to be cleaned up as well. The army trying to make a sprint over onto this location, as Soup does manage to turn the tides here, it seems. Taking down this town center isn't the end of the game, though, or not the winning blow here, because the army is huge here for Hells. He's got himself he's got himself iron shields, which actually doesn't matter. So his armor upgrades aren't that good here. Picking off that Chiron immediately as a Perseus going to come through. That's going to be one dead Fenris Wolf, but there's still a ton more to get picked off, as the army going to surround over here as more units coming through. HellsRavage at this point. He has managed to take down the trade route, though, and that's going to be absolutely gigantic, as the army does get cleaned up, but there's just going to be immediately units being replaced here as he does pick them off. Nice play here for Hells. Will he be able to get this town center up behind it or not is the big question here. Sorry, for Soup. I keep getting confused for some reason, but Soup's got no resources in the back, no market here. He needs to throw a market down. Where is he throwing it up at this point? No idea. He doesn't have a market anywhere. Maybe in the back corner going to this town center. Wouldn't go astray. Play a little bit like Ra or Egyptian for a moment here, as the market going to get thrown up at this point. He's going to sell, he probably could sell that food and get the town center up here, but maybe he doesn't want to do that here at this moment. Just needs to get the gold in. When you're in this position and you throw the market up, you should actually move the ox carts, pre-move the ox carts onto the market, and then right-click the market, then shift right-click on the town center you want it to go to. Is actually the best play here, as the town center going to be coming up. The hero is going to be coming back in onto this position. We see another Fenris Wolf going down, as Soup just took too long to get this town center up. That snipe on the market was absolutely key here, as the raiding cavalry trying to surround these hoplites that are in here. Fenris Wolf going to be retreating back, but the Perseus here ever so slightly going to be getting that that special ability back to pick off those Fenris Wolves here, as villagers swinging onto this location. Champion infantry coming through here, as the ox caravan's going to be setting off onto that location over there. Another Fenris Wolf getting taken down, as I don't know if Soup is going to be able to hold here. And in that moment, Soup does tap out. A battle of inches here. If anything different happened for Soup, he probably would have been in a good position to win this game. But Hells just barely did just the bare minimum to keep Soup at bay here and managed to take this win. An incredibly close game. I do think that if Soup had just abandoned the raiding cavalry, abandoned the throwing axemen when he went for that flaming weapons play and just went mass Herser here, and click Flaming Weapons Fimbulwinter on the town center. He would have killed the town center. He would have been able to deal with the army. He would have got the town center up, and he would have been in a much, much better position. He would have had access to this gold mine over here. Probably would have checked the gold mine, had access to these gold mines on the bottom side of the map, and had a fantastic game going for him in the Mythic Age. But because he was just so set on sticking with the raiding cavalry and the throwing axemen, I just think that he just couldn't get that advantage going here in this game. But a wonderful game played by both players here. Could have gone either way here. I loved the way that Suppe dealt with the low food map against Hades. I think it 100% was the right play here, the right call. I think if he'd been able to set up some walls earlier, he would have found himself in a much better position. For example, when he came over onto this gold mine, if he just sent an Ulfsark over here to build a wall before Hells moved over here to send his army, he wouldn't have lost the units. He could have retreated back. Those kind of things here were kind of lacking here. And would push that Norse to the next level. Hells, on the other hand, I mean, I think hitting the heroic Mythic Age here earlier instead of grabbing all those town centers probably would have been the right play. But he gave Suppe a mighty big chance here to win this game. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.